Psalm 89 verse 1 to 49 through the Bible. Psalm 89, Part 1. Theme: Psalm of the Davidic Covenant. This is the final psalm in the Leviticus section. The New Schofield Reference Bible calls it the Psalm of the Davidic Covenant. I like that because it is what the psalm is all about. This great psalm was written by Ethan the Ezrahite. It is a maskil, which means it is one of instruction. Ethan was probably a singer who belonged to the tribe of Levi. The writer is not identified for us, purposely, I think, because it is the faithfulness of God that is exalted in this psalm. The faithfulness of God is mentioned 10 times, which makes it obvious that the psalmist is emphasizing his faithfulness. The word covenant is mentioned 4 times, and with it, God says, "I have sworn," 3 times. Also, "I will not lie," occurs 4 times. It is quite a contrast to the previous psalm, which was all gloom and no glory. This one is all glory and no gloom. It is a psalm of great excitement, and it rests upon the covenant that God made with David. When we were studying 2 Samuel, we spent quite a bit of time in chapter 7, which records God's covenant with David. If you want to know how important it is, you will find it referred to again and again in the writings of the prophets, and here is a psalm devoted to it. I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. Psalm 89 verse 1. Is God good to you? I am sure he is. He certainly is good to me, and because of that, I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. Although I can't really sing, I am going to tell it out the best way I know how. The mercies of the Lord are wonderful. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness. I'm glad he didn't say sing this time, because singing excludes me, but I can use my mouth to make known his faithfulness. How faithful he has been to me. Notice the pronoun is thy. It is God's faithfulness. It is praise to God for his faithfulness to David. Then down in verse 24 we read, "But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him." The pronoun has changed because it is God speaking. All the references in this psalm, regardless of the pronoun used, refer to the faithfulness of God. For I have said, mercy shall be built up forever. Thy faithfulness shalt thou establish in the very heavens. Psalm 89 verse 2. God is faithful. Our salvation rests upon the death of Christ and the faithfulness of God in saving those who put their trust in him. It is what God says that is important. It reminds me of the little Scottish lady I have told you about. She had sent her boy away to school, and he had come home a skeptic. She was fixing breakfast for him one morning and telling him how God had saved her, how sure she was of it, and how wonderful his salvation was. Finally, the son could stand it no longer. He blurted out, "Your little soul doesn't amount to anything. It is very small compared to this great universe. God could forget you and wouldn't even miss you." On and on, he talked. Then there was silence. This little Scottish mother kept quiet for a while. She finished serving him breakfast and sat down to eat. Then she said, "Son, I have been thinking about it. Maybe you are right. It may be that my soul doesn't amount to anything, but if I lose my soul, God is going to lose more than I will lose." Her son asked, "What do you mean by that?" Her reply was this: "If I lose my soul, you've just said it doesn't amount to much, so I wouldn't lose much, but God would lose a great deal. He would lose his word, his reputation, because he said he would save me." She was right, and God would lose his reputation if he did not make good his covenant to David. But God is faithful.